Hello everyone and welcome to another Redden Tax Service demonstration video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new client onboarding process for our virtual tax preparation system. So if you've made it this far, you've received your onboarding email that looks like this. You clicked on this link and that's how you got here. We're going to walk you through the 5-step process that's going to make your income tax filing season a breeze. And as you'll see in this video, these 5 steps, they fly by and they're very easy to complete. So let's start with step 1. You received an email from Andrew J. Redden CPA. It's from Adobe Sign. It's going to contain your engagement letter. We'll get to this one, but this is the one we're talking about now. And this one you'll get at the end of the tax preparation process. So there's no confusion there. We'll click on this. And this is basically just going to tell you that you received your engagement letter and you need to sign it. And right here's the line to take note of. It's our firm policy that we cannot begin work until we receive the signed engagement letter. So let's jump into this. And you can see here is the Redden Tax Service client engagement letter for tax year 2020. I'll obviously have your information up here and right here. But once you read this over, if you have any questions at all, please let us know. Once you agree to the terms, you just come down here and you go to sign. It should be noted that I am recording this on a desktop computer, but if you're using your mobile device, it should look fairly similar. So if you want to, you can type your name in here. Or what a lot of clients prefer is to sign. And if you're using your mobile device, you can use your finger or a stylus or something. Then you type your name down here. There you go. Type in today's date. And you can see once you filled in both fields, Adobe is going to give you the option to sign. So we'll go ahead and do that. So this demonstration is for a married filing jointly return. And for a married filing jointly return, both parties need to sign the engagement letter. So how do you go about signing the engagement letter? You'll actually get another email then. And if we only have one email address on file, they'll both go to the same email address. If both the taxpayer and the spouse provided a different email address, once the taxpayer signs, the spouse's email will then receive this email for them to sign. So again, exact same words here. We'll click review and sign. And again, for the spouse, review this once you agree to the terms. And you can see here the taxpayer is already signed. And you'll go ahead, sample 2, sample spouse. And they'll sign and date. Exact same process, click to sign. And there you go. So you finished the engagement letter. And you may be saying to yourself, well, Andrew, I don't like to sign things unless I have copies of or unless I have signed copies. Well, Adobe Sign has you covered there. You open this up and you can see right here, there's your signed copy. You can save that to your files, print it out, whatever you want to do with it. But you now have a signed copy. And I'll be notified on Redden Tax Services end that it's been signed and we can get to work. So that's step 1. So we've completed step 1. We'll jump back here to our action required email. To step 2, you will shortly be receiving an email from no reply at securefilepro.com. So we'll come to our email and we can see no reply. Click on this. You have the Redden Tax Service branding here. Hello sample client. Username is sample client. I do have a video on the YouTube page right now of walking us through the onboarding process with Secure File Pro, how to upload a document, all of that. So if you want to jump over to that, you can. And it's actually referenced in the onboarding email. But we'll just go ahead and get onboarded here. And there you go. You have your portal is set up and ready to go. But again, if you want more detail on how to do that, swing on over to that video. but we just completed number 2. So there we go. We're 40% of the way to having Redden Tax Service prepare your tax return for the year. Step 3, it's an optional step. You can see it's right here, optional, but we do highly recommend it, especially if this is your first time having your taxes prepared by a professional. Highly recommend it. It helps you to make sure that you don't miss anything, and it also helps us to get a better idea of where we can maybe help you out, find you some additional deductions or additional credits based on the information you provide in it. So we'll go ahead and we'll click on this link. It's the same link for every taxpayer because it's saved separately. So you can see this link took us to the individual tax organizer for the year 2020. And you'll fill out all of this information. Now, none of the fields are required, so if you decide you either don't know the answer to something or you don't want to provide an answer to it, then you can just skip over it. Like we just left all 7 of these blank and we can still hit next. So that was your general information. Here's your dependent information. If you do have dependents, you click on yes and it'll continue to ask you questions. It'll ask you about your income, your W-2s, your interest income. We'll get to our adjustments, deductions, and credits. Like I said, this organizer is really going to help both parties out, both you and me, in understanding your tax situation, and we can find ways to reduce your tax liability. So you continue through this, you'll answer all the questions. Some questions, like these foreign tax information questions, they're required by the IRS for us to ask. So even if you don't fill this out, you're going to get an email from me asking them. So it's just better to fill it out on the front end. Once you get through all of that, you'll have a quick survey to fill out. We really appreciate it if you fill that out so that we can improve our organizer going forward. So there's step 3. That step's probably going to take you the longest. I'd estimate I'd put aside about 15 minutes to put together that organizer. Step 4, so you got your Secure File Pro account ready to go. And again, here's the link to that YouTube video to walk you through it. But if you upload your prior year tax return, if you prepared one and it wasn't prepared by Redden Tax Service, and then your current year tax documents so that we can get rolling on that. And let's just say that you already lost the email from Secure File Pro. You can navigate over to reddentaxservice.com and click on this link right here, client login, and that'll get you to our login page. So you've uploaded your documents, you completed the organizer, you did all steps 1 through 4. So you're now to step 5. Leave the rest to RTS. We're ready to prepare your tax return. So let's just say your tax return has been prepared. I contacted you saying your tax return's done. I sent you your draft return. You looked it over. Everything looks good. You asked whatever questions you had on the return. You approve of everything. You now received this one here, signature request, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing, Adobe Sign. Just to complete your e-file authorization, Form 8879. And you can see down here, we cannot electronically file your returns until we receive these signed forms. It's 100% IRS policy. They don't want practitioners to file returns without permission for obvious reasons, for good reason. So we need to get authorization from you to electronically file your returns. So we'll click into that, and this is similar to what the form will look like. Obviously, it'll have your information in here. This is just a sample client, sample spouse. It'll have your information up here. Very standard verbiage here. I authorize Redden Tax Service to enter or generate my PIN. Your PIN will be randomly generated with my tax software. And same thing if you're filing a joint return for your spouse. Same thing. Sample client. And you'll date it. Click to sign. Same process as on the front end. Your spouse will get the email here to come in. And again, if you're filing single, head of household, married filing separate, you're done after signing that. And same with the engagement letter. There's just one signature. But if you are filing married filing jointly, you'll get the second email as shown here in the demonstration video. So there you go. Click to sign. And again, you'll get the, if it ever comes through, you'll get the signed agreement. And you can see both parties signing there. And there you have it. Your return will be prepared. We will electronically transmit your return. You'll receive a final copy of your return through Secure File Pro. And if you want a paper copy, you just let us know. There'll be an email sent directly from me. You just respond to it and say, I want a paper copy. I'll send it to you for no additional cost. But other than that, that's our virtual tax system. If you still have any questions after this demonstration video, I'd be happy to answer them. But until then, we appreciate you being a client and look forward to serving you this year. Thank you.